And this question is from Erica. It is the Social Security system seems headed for trouble unless either benefits are cut, the retirement age is raised, or some other reform is made to the system. What do you support in terms of Social Security reform? Nancy Boyda, you get to answer first.
Let me just say, in general, Social Security is pretty fundamentally sound. It's going to need some change around the edges to make it last for a long time. But ultimately, this goes right back to the deficit issue. And so when we talked about the AMT, and Lynn, you said, you know, I voted against the AMT. I voted for the AMT. You need to tell people, I voted to fix the AMT so that it didn't hit the middle class. But when it said we're not going to pay for it and we're going to send that straight to your children and mine, that's when I said no. So we have to start being aggressive about taking care of this budget. And what I'm doing is paying for the AMT, for the S-chip, for children's health care. We have paid every bill that we have brought forth on S-chip, on energy. They've been paid for, people. These are important investments that we need to make in our families and in our communities, in energy. But Lynn, we have to do something about this budget. And yes, we have a war that there hasn't been a penny paid for. Not a penny paid for. And I would hope that you're not going to try to blame me. It sounds like you're blaming me for that I haven't gotten the budget balanced in 18 months, Lynn. I am being as aggressive as I possibly can to do that in every chance that we can. But every chance that you have said, no, you won't do that.
All right. Lynn Jenkins?
I'm sorry if you've not heard me say, my number one priority is make tax relief permanent and cut wasteful spending so that we balance the budget, unlike your track record, which is to produce the highest budget deficit ever, $450 billion this year.
We are at war.
And when it comes to Social Security, you made the situation even worse. I believe Social Security needs to be protected. We need to keep it solvent. We cannot break promises to people who are already in the system. And the worst thing we can do for Social Security is to do what Nancy Boyda has done, and that's to vote for budgets that do not balance, because when we do that, it raids the Social Security Trust Fund. That's going the wrong direction.
Here's what we have. We have 30 seconds for this, and then we go to the last question. So we have 30 seconds. I'm going to hold you to it.
And I'm good. Let me just say again that for seniors, Lynn, you've been out telling people because we have a war that hasn't been paid for, that Nancy Boyda is going to somewhere or another raid the Social Security. That is so far from the truth. That's why I have said, you want to all of the new investments and everything, but none of this. You have offered a way to pay for any of it, Lynn. And that's why I've been, again, so careful to say if we're going to invest in these new things, then we need to pay for it so that we can be responsible when it comes to your Social Security, when it comes to our children's budget deficits. And that's why I have been very big on the pay-as-you-go. Thank you.
Lynn Jenkins?
Well, again, we've got a congresswoman here that votes with a liberal from San Francisco 93% of the time. They've produced a budget deficit larger than any in our history, and now she wants to come home and talk to us about being fiscally responsible. It doesn't add up. This is what I do. This is what I've spent my entire career doing. I think I have something to offer, and I'm asking the folks in the 2nd District to give me a chance to go to work.